Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mac Merlin. Today is porting via ports, where I take a keyboard that may not necessarily be in QMK, put it into QMK, or a board still lacking VIA support, and getting VIA to work on it. Today, we will be doing the E7-V1. Check it out. This is a 75% board that went into group by I think it was 2018 or so. And as you guys know, 75% is my favorite layout. So here we go. Let's see, who is here tonight? I see Zark, I see Gatinas, Unopt. Thanks for joining in, guys. Let's get some music going. Reason on Twitch, thanks for joining in as well. So I know this show is called Porting Via Ports, but I'm currently on medication, so I can't really drink any alcohol. So instead of alcohol, I'm drinking kombucha once again. This is a Brew Doctor Ginger Lemon. If you guys remember, a few weeks ago I had the same brand, the Brew Doctor, but I had Superberry. So yeah, it'll be, so far I like it. It's made with Peruvian ginger and lemon green tea. Yeah, I think I actually like it better than the Superberry, but we'll see as the night goes along, right? Zark says, what a cop-out. Angelbert says, incomplete 75. Unop says, FC660C silenced right now and I'm so happy. Porting via pointless. Wow. Yeah, so here we go. Let's see, let me pull out some stats here so we know all about this board. Here we go. Alright. So the E7-V1 first went into group buy in August of 2018 by a person not so well known at the time, Exclusive. He's also popular for the E6-V1, E6-V2, and quite a few others. I think his current project is a TKL, I'm not so sure. But basically it had an aluminum 6063 case, 5-degree slope, LED indicators, brass polycarbonate, and aluminum for switch plate selection. And let's see, what layouts are available? Quite a few, actually. Cozy Fanatuti subscribed at tier 1, subscribed for 10 months. Thank you so much. Let's see, about price is $350 for the kit. Payment deadline, group buy closes. If I remember correctly, this actually shipped probably in February of 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, just to give you guys a better view of this board. If you think this board looks familiar, it's because there's another board out there called the Polaris 75, which more people have because it's a clone. And it's available on AliExpress. It looks very much like this. It's even got like that same design over here. So other aspects of this board, mini USB-B, which is odd because around 2018, that's when people started doing USB-C. And of course, here we go. There's the brass weight, just kind of oxidizing a bit. So is this my board? No, this is not my board. A customer local to Seattle, Washington had some issues with this board. Mainly, his stabilizers were all having issues. The most noticeable one was the spacebar. Not sure if you guys can hear that, but it sounds terrible. Sounds terrible. There's a little bit on his backspace on his enter as well, so he wanted me to replace all of the stabs on it. This is also a second-hand board. He is not the original owner, so it does have a few nicks here and there. Nothing serious. it was really funny because when I met up with him, he told me it was an E7-V1, you know? So I thought he was gonna give it to me in a case, but no, he just like pulled it out from his back seat and was like, here you go, Merlin. I'm like, okay, cool. And it started raining, so I grabbed the board, put it in my jacket pocket, and I ran to my car. But yeah, here it is, safe and sound, running. I think this is Gmk Hyperfuse. Gmk Hyperfuse. And what other aspects of this board? Based on what's in QMK, this is actually running an Atmega32U4 microcontroller. But we are just going to open it up just to be sure, because he said he tried flashing QMK on it, but it didn't work out. So I'm like, this might be another board that's similar, but not quite. So let's just check it out first. Let's check it out first. Ooh, he's missing one of the screws even. Okay, let's do this. Unop says, you're from Seattle. Always wanted to go there. It's a nice place. Yeah, I am waiting for an ID80, which supposedly is using the same PCB as this. But we'll see whenever that comes around. I ordered it in the beginning of February from China through AliExpress. I am still waiting. Noxy says Pappy Merlin. Whitpack says, hello Merlin. Noxy says, can I QMK your heart? For the right price. Il Rob says, my ID80 shipped out, supposedly. Nope, these are different length screws. Are they just... Yes, these are different length screws. Let me not mix them up. Right, I should have all the screws out. Holy cow, what is happening here? What is happening? Olivia gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Holy crap. Congratulations to Alejandro, Unopt, Clanky, Psychones, Reason on Twitch, Visionaire, Epsilon Keyboards, Red Rhino, 72 Atari, and Import Shark 80. Thank you so much, Olivia, and congratulations to those 10 individuals. Let's see. Clank guy says thank you, Olivia. Woodpeck says, well, not me, but I did order one. Order one what? Yeah, everyone say thank you to Olivia. Here, let's see. Let's open this board. Any other screws I may be missing? Not that I can see. So why is it not lifting up? Oh, here it is. Woo! Woo! Oh, look. It's got padding on it, too. Red Rhino, thank you for subscribing. Oh, wait, I think that's just all of the tier 1 subs going through. Man, that's really sticky stuff. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Is this really an Atmega32U4? Yes, it is. Awesome. Awesome possum. That is what an E7-V1 PCB looks like. It's got Exclusive's name on it as well, right down there. I don't know if the customer built this himself, but the soldering looks fairly decent. I do notice that none of the stabilizers have washers on them, despite being screw-ins. So that's something I will have to fix this coming Saturday. Look at that. Most of the weight is definitely on this bottom half. And this, I don't know if this is Sorbo. It's just really sticky material. You know, it's pretty thick too. I'd say it's about 3 millimeters thick. Thick stuff. I don't think it's some Sorbo. This keeps falling off. This one's not particularly sticky, but everything else is. I wonder why. Olivia says, that is the E7. Yes, it is. Unop says, HHKB or Leopold for Topra, in your opinion? If you're thinking about the Leopold FC660, well, that layout is my favorite layout. So, you know, I'm going to have to go with the 660. Looks exactly like the Sorbo in my build. Oh, really? It's been a while since I've handled Sorbo. Every time someone says Sorbo, I always think of Kevin Sorbo. You guys don't know who Kevin Sorbo is. Kevin Sorbo is well, I think that's his last name, right? Sorbo? Kevin Sorbo? Yep, it's Kevin Sorbo. He back in the 90s, he played Hercules along with Xena, Warrior Princess. He was also part of I think it was called Andromeda. Is it Andromeda? Also back in the 90s, early 2000. Yeah, but he is most well known for Hercules. Here, let's see if I can find an image of him. He is nowhere near as muscular as he was back then. Let's do a little image search here. No, I do not want an Etsy. Actually, this is funny. I found an Etsy shop where you can buy these. Look, it says rare find. There's only one of these in stock. Buy it now. Buy it now. Let's see. Here, he's more. Here we go. That's a better image of him. Yeah. Kevin Sorbo, yeah. That's Kevin Sorbo. So whenever anyone says Sorbo, that's who I think of. Alright, let's see. One thing about the E7-V1 is that there were two variants that came out. One was the E7-V1 and one was the E7-V1 SE. So the issue with that is that a lot of people didn't know which one was which. And I suspect that is what my customer had issues with as well. He may have flashed E7-V1 SE on this. So just to be absolutely sure, I'm just going to test every key and reflash as well before I do any kind of porting of sorts. There we go. That key's not working. Oh, there we go. Ah, that spacebar feels terrible. Oh my gosh. That's probably the FN key. Nothing's generating. Control. Alright, looks like everything works on the board. And just to be absolutely sure that it is indeed the E7-V1, I am just going to flash it with default firmware. And if it still works, then we are good to go. Alright, I'm flashing it right now. Let's see what's happening here. Hello, Srinam. Thanks for joining in. Let's see who else is here. 72 Atari. You have a clue board you want to build, but it's missing a few stab holes for the right 2U split spacebar, so I need to figure out how to mod the board so I can't use the stabs. Oof. MT3 is hard if you can't type well. Touch type at 90-ish words, you are about double the average. Alright, I just flashed the board with the latest Gmk default. Hopefully I didn't break it. But even if I did, I know how to recover. Alright, let's do this. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. We can rest assured that this is indeed the correct firmware. Perfect. Perfect. Mike89914, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Alright, okay. Man, I just can't get over the fact that it's still mini USB-B. Dang. Oh, I guess that was during the transitional process. But yeah. Oh, in case you guys were wondering, let me change that view. These are using creams, and they feel lubed. Yeah, we'll put the board back together, but hold on, let me just... The reason why I took it apart was so that I would have easy access to the reset button, but no. Let's just make sure that everything else is in place here. Exclusive. E7-V1. Does the default key map have a reset key? Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay. I should not need to have to open the board again. Here. I will give you guys a quick sound test of what these creams sound like. So once again, the E7-V1 is a top mount board. See that? Top mount board and a brass plate. So now we're just gonna put it together really quick. Andy V. Nguyen says, "Sup, Merlin." Hello, Andy. Alright. Okay, let's put this together real quick now. Oh, what happened there? Go in the hole. There we go. Make sure everything goes in correctly. So I wonder why the customer didn't put a screw in this leftmost position. I wonder if the screw hole has actually been stripped. No, it doesn't feel like it. Let's put one in there then. '72 Atari has to read Harry Potter to the Little One. Awesome. Which book are you reading? Clanky says the vendor provided a JSON file for KB firmware. No, that will not work for Qmk Configurator. You should look in Qmk Configurator first to see if your board is available there. And if not, let me know. Alright, there it is. Let's do a quick typing test so you guys can hear what top-mounted creams on a brass plate sound like. Here. Just quick typing test before we do any of this coding. Awesome. All right, let's do this. This is Hyperfuse. So let's see if Hyperfuse is here. Perfect. Let's turn off the music really quick. Actually, yeah, let us just move this forward a tiny bit. All right. I've never actually typed on linear creams, but I've typed on my tactile version of creams. Here, let's try this. Whew. I'm not even focused on it. There we go. There we go. Ah, my accuracy is down the drain. Let me retry that. 131, accuracy of 100%. Awesome, let's see. Visionaire said 137. I think you're the closest. Awesome. Congratulations, Visionaire. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What were the other guesses? 115, 108, 112. Nice. Reason on Twitch says GMK sets are cherry profile. Yeah, yes they are. And this is GMK Hyperfuse. Cozy very much likes creams. Very nice. Did you happen to get in on the blueberries? Did anyone get in on the blueberries? And by blueberries, I mean the new switch from Novelkeys, which is basically just a cream housing with a tactile stem. Mike89914 got in on the blueberries. Creams are good lubed. Gatina's got 100 of them. Cozy did not get any. Missed them. I am with you on that. I missed them as well. I was like 10 minutes too late. 80-gram spring though. Missed them. Bottom out force is 80. Yeah, that's a little high. Whitpack says, Merlin, did you go in on the Cyber Voyager or the 7V? I went in on the 7V. Right, let's go put this away for now. There we go. Let's put that away and start with the VIA application. Let me just set this up so we can all see what I'm doing. Let's get that music going again. All right. This does sound really good. If you guys remember, I built this past Saturday. It's running vintage Cherry MX Blacks on an integrated plate. And it sounds pretty good. Alright. Okay, I think I have what we have. Woodpeck says, same, what color? You got E white? I got blue, because I already have an E white 75%. Solid Snake Drive says, whoa, what finish is that on the board? This is a special powder coat from Clueboard called Ironstone Blackberry. And it's a powder coat from some shop in Santa Cruz, I believe. Yeah, it's completely integrated, and believe it or not, this board is only held together with 2 screws, making it really easy to put together. Plug that back in so we can do some programming. Okay. What's going on here? It's not showing any of my screens. There we go, there we go. Alright guys, so the first thing to do, well, in order to get VIA supported on your board, you need to make sure that it's supported in QMK first. If it's not even in QMK, you have to do that first. But once all that is said and done, you need to add 2 parts. Or actually, there are 2 parts to adding VIA. The first part is within QMK firmware. The second part is creating a JSON file for the VIA GitHub repo. So here we go. Let's see. This is the QMK portion of the tutorial. Let's see, I'm seeing lots of messages here tonight. Clangy says QMK GitHub has no entry for key 65 from Fox Labs. Ooh. Clanky, send me that JSON file and maybe we can get QMK and VIA on it soon. But anyway, alright. Or you can follow along and see how it's done. Preliminary has followed, Trinome has followed, Cow Movie 4 has followed, and AARP AZ has followed. Thanks guys. Alright, the first thing you want to do is create a VIA key map. So what I like to do here is just copy and paste default, so I don't have too much to do here. Once I've done that, rename it to VIA, and you're almost done. You're really almost done right there. Let's see. Let's just call that VIA key map. Actually, we don't even really need that. let's take that out. Boom. Okay. Via supports 4 layers by default, and if you don't actually define all 4 layers, it ends up being populated with garbage values, and you don't want that. So the safest thing to do is basically just to populate those other layers like this, but make them all KC trans, or in this case, KC trans has been pound defined to be 7 underscores. So let's see, let me just fix that up. Okay, let's make sure I did this correctly. Ah, of course. Uninitiate argument list. Hooray, what did I do wrong here? Expected. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. There we go. Oh, not in a function past 81 arguments. Oh, shoots. Let's see, what am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the most annoying part when it comes to QMK. What did I do wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. 15, yeah, that looks right. Yeah, that should all look right. Let's see. I passed in 81 arguments. Oh, I see. I see the issue. There we go. There should not be a comma there, because it's the last item. Yay! Okay, got it. Alright, so as I said, it needs 4 layers. So let's populate a 3rd layer, also with the same stuff. 0 through 3, like so. And no, why don't we actually align it? I guess that one's not aligned. There we go. Looks good. Dead Guy says, have you built a Mysterium? No, I have not. I've only ever built a Discipline and a Romeo. In fact, here's the Romeo. Look at that. Isn't it so cute? Yeah, the Mysterium is basically a through hole, a completely through hole TKL. So not only do you have to solder in all of the switches, but also the diode. So the diode is basically probably the part that I hate the most. I don't like soldering in diodes, and when I have to do it for an entire TKL, it is completely heartbreaking for me. Alright, let's see. So this is the first part of adding QMK, or turning VIA on in QMK. The second part is to add a rules.mk file to your VIA key map. So make sure it's in the same directory. And for this one, the magic words are VIA _ enable, all caps, equals yes. That turns VIA on. And in some cases, such as for an AVR board, you want to save as much space as possible so that you have room for, you know, turning on RGB, adding macros, all of that good stuff. So you want the firmware file to be optimized during the compilation phase. So you do LTO, which stands for link time optimization, enable equals yes. Like so. And you should be good. Let's compile this really quick. Make exclusive VIA. Okay, looks like it's built. 6,708 bytes free. Let's flash it. Let's flash it real quick. Alright, here goes. So just doing this in and of itself will not enable VIA support. After this, we still need to do something on the VIA end. Alright, let's see. It was... where was the FN key? It was this guy. So reset is... alright. Now we're gonna flash it. It's flashing! Alright. Looks like we're good. Yep, it's typing. Awesome. So at this point, I'm gonna switch keyboards. I think it's like always cool when you're doing development for a keyboard on the keyboard itself. So we're gonna switch to using this guy. There we go. Plus 75% is one of my favorite layouts. CJ says, are you getting the 7V? Yes, I am. Nesral says keycaps. This is GMK Hyperfuse. And the one I was using earlier was GMK Clue Board with the Seattle 2017 Meetup keycap. Or actually 2018 Meetup keycap. Alright, okay. I really like kombucha so far. I like this better than the super berry. And for those of you who are just tuning in, I am not drinking port tonight because I am on some medication. So I don't want the alcohol to interfere with any of that. Okay, let's see. What's next? What's next? Let's do this. Looks like a lot of stuff went into Via recently. I see the Austin here. Show you guys what I'm seeing here. Looks like the Austin made it in, the wizardhat made it in. That's pretty awesome. If you guys don't know what the wizardhat is, the wizardhat, I mean, is a microcontroller you can put in your WASD board, and it will essentially convert it to QMK. And now that it's in VIA, you'll have VIA support for your WASD board as well. Looks like the Wonderland is in, the code is in, the ID80 made it in, my port of the Unicorn made it in, and I see 2 new Wilpa boards. Pretty awesome. One 60%, one TKL. Very nice. Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, here we go. Got everything set up. Next thing we want to do is purely in keyboard layout editor. So here we go. Here you go. Okay. What we want to do in keyboard layout editor is basically make a layout here that matches what we have. So here we go. Let's spend some time doing that. Let's see. There we go. KeyCool84. Obviously, it doesn't quite look like this. So let's move things around. Let's see. Okay, there's some space between the F row. Perfect. Okay. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. Oops, not that. Come on. Is that enough of a space? There we go. That's good. Delete those 2 keys. There we go. And boom. Does that look right? Am I missing anything? Okay. I have to edit these 2 sides now. 2 1.5s. 1.5. Okay, I think that's a 7U spacebar actually. Let's fix that up. 7U! There we go. Anything else? No, that... Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, let's look at this. let's just look at all the possible layouts really quick. Here we go. Those are all the possible layouts. Let's see, Clangy says, what is the best way to send you JSONs? Send it to me on Discord. Neurotical says, evening. Good evening to you too. Shrinom says, looks good. Thank you. So the important thing about this is when you're making your keyboard layout editor, what you do here should be the base layout for Via. If you've never seen Via before, you can actually change if you want a split left shift, if you want like an ISO key over here, all of that good stuff. But this main layout here is what it will start off as. So from the looks of the group by page, I think the base layout should actually be 3 1.25U keys, 6.25U, and then 2 1.5s. So we'll go from there. I'm gonna change this up a bit. 6.25. Okay, think that looks good. Looks good. Okay. So what we actually want to do is delete everything now. And by everything, I just mean all of the legends. So we have something clean and fresh, just like that. Very nice. Oh, and just as a comparison, I just want to see what Gmk configurator has for this. Okay, that's the 75 ANSI, perfect. Very nice. Oh, that's interesting. Look at Gmk configurator, guys. There is so much space right here, but when you actually look at the board, there's really not that much space. Maybe I need to fix that too. Oof. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Gotta set this up again. Hold on, guys. So we can do this next part. Go. Alright folks, here we go. This is the screen that we want. So earlier I was looking at Gmk configurator and it came up with layout 75 ANSI. And the reason why I was looking at that is it would be so much easier for me if I could have an exact match of this guy and this guy. Because with that information, I can just go to the keyboards.h file, in this case E7-V1.h, right here, look for layout 75 ANSI, and just use all this information to populate this guy. There we go. Okay. So I'll explain what I'm doing in just a minute here. Alright, so what I've done here is put a pair of numbers on the top left corner. What this pair stands for is row and column. So in this case, 0, 0, this stands for row 0, column 0. 4 0 stands for row 4, column 0. And I've just pre-populated this just because all the rows will be correct, but the columns will be wrong. And you can extract that from your .h file over here. I see the person who did this didn't actually follow my suggested method. This is more like a, what? So the first digit is the row and the next two are the columns. That's how they did it. Neurotical says, did you go in on 7V? Yes, I did. It'll be the fourth 75% in my arsenal. Oh, actually third, because I sold my very first one. Okay, let's do this. K00 goes 1, 2, 3. So all we're adjusting here is the column, which is the second number. Goes 1, 2, 3. Then it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Clangy says, dumped in the chat channel. Oh, you're talking about my Discord server. Just PM me, because things will get lost if it's not sent to me directly. Alright, alright. Next row. Go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Skips 13. Perfect. Yeah, so as you guys can see, I haven't really done any coding for this. It's mainly just copy and paste so far. Copy and paste, and making sure I have the right number of spaces here and there. Oops. Oops. Alright, row 2 goes 2, 0, then it goes to 2, 2. Does it skip anything else? No, it does not. 4, 5. So the thing about VIA is that the key maps are stored in the EEPROM. And on boards that are sufficiently large, such as those with an AVR microcontroller, you can't have as many layers, you can't have as many macros, and that's the limitation. So hopefully with this new tool, Via, people will start shifting over to ARM microcontrollers. Hopefully. Need external EEPROM. Yeah, that's true. 3-0. Let's see. Row 3 skips 1, jumps to 2, and goes all the way up till 13. Good stuff. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 400. That skips the 1 as well. Goes all the way till 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Then 13, 14. 13, 14. And we are now at the final row. It's 5, 0, 5, 1, 5, 2. Space bar is 5, 5. 5, 10. 5, 12. Then 13, 14, 15. 13, 14, and 15. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. All right. We're good to go. So you may be wondering, Merlin, how do you know that this is indeed row 0 and that is indeed row 1? The way it works is that, for example, let's look at here, K303 over here. This means row 3, column 3. And what that means is if you go to your config.h file, look for row 3 in matrix row pins, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, pin B3, and column 3, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, D2. It means that that switch, K303, is connected to pins B3 and D2. And it's going to be the same deal all throughout it. Cool. All right. Let's add some color into this. Let's see, mod colors. Mod colors. There we go. Looks good. Let's see. What else should we do? I should add groups. Here. Let's see, what's another layout? Yeah, let's add this guy right here. Let's add that group. Perfect. Okay, we'll do that. So another great thing about Via is this. When you go into the Via tool, you can dynamically change if you want an ANSI enter or an ISO enter. You can split your backspace, you can split your left shift. Unlike Gmk Configurator, you are forced to choose a layout right here. With VIA, you don't have to pick a layout as a whole. You can pick it on a per key basis. So let's see. So the way to do that, to give users that option, you need to create groups. So here we go. So the first group that we want to do is this guy right here. This is going to be the split backspace group. And to designate a group, you put it in the bottom right-hand corner. So once again, it's two numbers. The first number is the group number. The second number is the option number. So the base layout, which is a 2U backspace, is group 0, option 0. Whereas the next two, or the next one, which is split backspace, should still be part of the same group, but option 1. Boom. Noodleflow has followed. Firelight. Ivan TH, thanks for joining in and thanks for following. There we go. And we also need to make sure that they're labeled appropriately. So based on this, this is actually that's 114. This next one is 113. And I'm extracting that from the layout macro again. There we go. So the next one we want to do is the enter key and all that. When we create groups, it should be from top to bottom, left to right. Add ISO enter key. There we go. Wait, I didn't actually check if this board supports ISO. Hold on. Let me take a quick peek. Yep, it supports ISO, unfortunately. All right, let's see. Let me look at the ISO here. 75 ISO, great. Okay, so from the looks of it, it looks like the ISO enter is still row 3, column 13. But the difference is this key right next to it. It's not even the same row. It's row 2, column 14. Let's do that. Nope, not 143, 14. There we go. And since this is the second group, we're going to call this group 1. 1, option 0. And don't forget the pipe symbol next to it. This ISO support can be group 1, option 1, like so. There we go. Keone says, hello Merlin, how are you? Hello to you too. Okay, the next group that we want to do is the split left shift. So here, let's just split that up really quick. That's a 1.25U key. There we go. Make sure it's the right color. Now we get to take all this move it up like that. There we go. And this one's usually like the easiest key to guess, because you can see that it skips a 1 here. So I'm willing to bet that this is going to be 4-0 and 4-1. And sure enough, if you look at ISO, it's 4-0 and 4-1. 4-0, 4-1. And this is the third group, so it's group 3. Once again, the left shift is option 0, and these guys are option 1. And I just screwed up. It's not group 3, it's group 2. There we go. Group 2. Group 3 is going to be our bottom row here. Okay. Looks good, looks good. Copy, paste. And let's look at those bottom row again. Okay. Fairly straightforward. There's only one option. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Okay, good. So from the looks of it, the 7U bottom row is 5-0 and 5-1. Great. And delete that. Spacebar is still 5. Great, so let's just adjust the width of all these. 1.5, 1.5. This guy can be 7U. And do these others stay the same? Yes, they do. Perfect. And this can be our group 3. Group 3, option 0. And this new bottom row can be group 3, option 1. Boom. And I think we are mostly done for the layout. I think. Let's see, let me just review this. Let me close the Kevin Sorbo tab. Yep, looks good. All the layouts are supported. Code Coffee Code says, Merlin, do you know if Via is ever going to be fully open source again? That is a question for the Via devs. Olivia, if you're still online, I summon thee. Please help me answer this question. Speaking of summoning Olivia, there's this joke that if you look into a mirror and say rose gold 3 times, Olivia will show up. And it stems from, like, actually this is like, I'd say this was early 2019, late 2018, around the time that Olivia was a mod on Top Clack. People were noticing that anytime someone said rose gold, she would actually show up. It's like she would be notified whenever someone said rose gold. So I wonder if that's true right now. Okay, there we go. What's next? What's next is to go to caniusevia.com. From here onwards, everything I do is going to be documented here. We will be creating a JSON file which Via, the app, consumes. And this JSON file needs to have all these properties, these required properties. It needs a name, needs a vendor and product ID, lighting, or it doesn't need lighting, but it does need this property. It needs the matrix, and it needs all of these layouts. And I just remembered that I might have messed something up, so let me take a quick peek at something. What did you mess up, Merlin? I think I forgot to set the vid and the pid. And what do you know, I did. Alright, let's just go back real quick. Alright, so what I mean by that is if you go to your config.h file, you will have these two variables here, vendor ID and product ID. VIA is able to detect your board because it matches the JSON file that we're about to create, or to the firmware that's on your keyboard using the vendor ID and product ID. So if I'm not mistaken, this might actually work. Feed and 7050. But last time I tried putting feed as the vendor ID, Wilbur actually said to use something else. So let me see. Do any of the other boards set it properly? Nope, it's not set properly, so I guess whatever vendor ID that I pick here will probably be the one that goes through all of exclusives boards. Here, let me consult the almighty USB IF vid and pid chart. For exclusive, I think I want to make his vendor ID EX, which is 4558. So let's just check that 4558 is not taken. Good. It's not in use. Perfect. And for product ID, we could probably just do E7? No, but then once we get the E7-V1 SE in, then I'm gonna have to change this again, so I don't know. I'm trying to think of something here. Something that would make sense in ASCII as well. E7-V1, but what happens when I start working on the E7-V1 SE? Duncan Yo-Yo says 0047. Okay. E702, just call it an E702. Alright, I'll do that then. E701. Search for it. Nothing. Perfect. 4558 and E701. Let's do that. Okay, and with that, that means I need to reflash my board, so let me do that real quick. Gotta pull the clue board back out. I need 2 boards for this. Funny story, one of my actually it doesn't happen very often anymore, but probably around 2018, 2019, when I was helping people to like flash their boards, it was always such a it was such a deal breaker for someone when they realized that they needed to get another board, because some of them were like, Merlin, I threw away my other board for this. This is the only keyboard that I have. And in some cases, I've been like, all right, it's time to use that on-screen keyboard. So many interruptions, says Clangy. Yeah, I will have a YouTube series which goes through all of this. In fact, for the QMK firmware part, it's already been... It's up till episode 3, which gets you to set up all of your code, but the meat of it should be coming soon. Alright, let's flash this baby. Make exclusive / E7-V1 : via : flash, enter. Oh wait, you know what? I did not reset the board. Okay, that should have reset it. Flash attempt number 2. Boom. Does it work? Yes, it works. Perfect. Alright, let's switch back to using this guy. There we go. Oh, this is a really hefty keyboard. Okay. Where were we? We need to open up another repo. Hold on guys, I'm just arranging all of my screens again. Here we go. This is an entirely new repo, not the QMK firmware repo, but the Via keyboards repo. 2 different code bases, 2 different set of maintainers. This is not the Via app itself, this is the repository of all JSON files, which Via consumes. So here we go. I don't think exclusive is in here quite yet. So let's give exclusive his very own folder. Exclusive, there we go. And within that exclusive directory, we should put in an E7-V1.json. Boom. Awesome. And I like to populate this with stuff that I've already done before. So let's pick one of my existing guys right here. And let's throw him in. Just so I can get all the formatting correct. But for now, let's get rid of the key map. Let's call it E7-V1. And what was the vendor ID we chose again? What did we choose it at? 4558 and E701. That's what we did. 4508 and E701. Or 4558, sorry. Oh. There we go. Lighting. What lighting did this have? I actually don't know if it's got lighting. Let's take a look. It's a very good question. I know it doesn't have underglow, but does it have in switch? Yes, there is in switch lighting. Let's stick with in switch lighting. Let's see, I've got a few pings here. Code Coffee says, when keyboards are added to the other folder, do the VIA devs promote them to the outer file structure? The other directory is basically for like one-offs, or like really, really small production, you know? Or like, see, look, right here, you've got the ANSI, Dodoro 67. These are all like boards that aren't tied to a particular manufacturer, or maybe that manufacturer, that vendor has only one board. Whereas these other boards right here, like if you look at Heinebusch, he's got 4 PCBs there. And sometimes each PCB has several variants on it. In terms of like, the only real difference is in the folder structure. If you're looking at VIA, it doesn't matter at all. Oh, thanks, Xenophobia. Let me look at this. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. You can see Heinebusch's directory has 4 different PCBs, and in some cases each one has different variants. But if you look at this other directory, you'll see that it's one-offs. Like Doro 67, that is the only PCB I know that's made from Backdrop Studios, or Backprop Studios. The DZ60 can probably be put in a DZ Tech directory, but we're not quite sure about that yet. The PDX KBC is a one-off, that's why it's there. TKC 1800. TKC 1800 is the only TKC board, so you know. Alright, let's get back to this. This is just going to be QMK underscore backlight. Simply because there is no RGB light, just backlight. Alright, I need to look back at the rows and columns for this. Actually, let's do this. This has 6x16, perfect. 6x16. And then what we want to do is to go back to your keyboard layout editor. Keyboard layout editor, where are you at? We want to go back to our keyboard layout editor, click on raw data, and download the JSON file, like so. So when you open up the JSON file, you should get something like that. And as you can see, I've downloaded JSON files many times here. So here goes. Okay. Just copy and paste it. The next thing you want to do is to adjust these labels. If you put labels in a array like this. The first one will be the label, and each other key that you put in will appear in a drop-down type menu. So you would click on the drop-down. First one you would see is Sangan, HHKB, and everything else after that. Our very first group is the backspace. There's really no need to like add a drop-down to that. So what you can do is just that. Backspace. So what that does, it's just a toggle switch. So in fact, we should be calling that split backspace. The next one is enter key. This one I would argue that you actually want a drop down. And see ISO. Next one is split left shift. And then, oh, there we go, another one. Bottom row. Bottom row, 6.25U. 7.25U. There we go. So with that, we should be done with the JSON file that Via consumes. And you can actually check that you did things correctly by opening up Via. There we go. You can go to design, load. We will go to exclusive. And if you did this correctly, you should see a representation that looks exactly the same as what you did in Keyboard Layout Editor. So hopefully I did this correct. Boom! Awesome. Awesome possum. And one cool thing about Via is you can actually show the matrix. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. So I wonder if this will actually work. We'll see, we'll see. Before we do that, I do want to talk about some of my lovely sponsors for the evening. Let's see, let me get that site back up. So talk about them real quick, because without them, a lot of this channel would not be possible. Here we go. My first sponsor is Zeal PC. Zeal PC is located in Richmond, Canada. You may have heard of him as the most expensive Switch seller, which would not be false. But I am a longtime fan of his Switches. I've bought Zelios from V1, R2, all the way to like R8, and now the V2s. So it's been, I bought quite a lot from him, and I like his Switches. Let's see. I do recommend that you should wait for the group buys to buy his Switches, because they drop down from like $1.10 or just $1 down to like 70 and 60 cents, which is a lot more reasonable. I see that he sells often on drop, so keep a lookout for group buys on drop for Zeal Switches if you're interested in these. I keep saying that I will one day build the Xeno. It's coming, but I always prioritize customer builds before mine. I guess it's not finding the Xeno. Custom keyboard kits, there we go, here we go. The Xeno should hopefully be built in 2 weeks. I have a silver one with a rose gold plate, so I'm very excited to build it. Hopefully it will be done soon. My next sponsor for the evening is Dixie-Mech. I believe it is the final day for Nautilus Round 2. Just as a full disclosure, I am in for a spacebar kit, because I desperately want a yellow spacebar for Nautilus. Here, let me show you what it looks like. There it is. Spacebar. There we go. This was the one thing I didn't buy when I got in on round 1. And I realized, I was like, oh, I totally should have bought that. I'm still debating if I want to get another novelty kit. So I guess I have a few hours for that. April 2nd to May 5th. Oh yeah, that's probably already closed. No. Not quite. We still got time. If you want this set, you probably have 3 more hours at this point. Look at all that. Alright, let's see. Let's go put that in. Oh, I always forget. It's actually Dixie. There we go. There we go. Alright, Yeah, I was wondering if you would do it, but you didn't. Alright, my next sponsor is Novelkeys. Novelkeys is running a group buy for Gmk Classic Blue. It just started this week. And of course, the E7-V keyboard that everyone on chat has been asking. I am in on this. I bought a blue version. Why the blue version? Because I already have a 75% in silver. I have a 75% in white. And I figured blue would be the next thing I do. I considered getting it in black as well, but I just thought that the blue and silver weight would just match better, essentially. I bought it with an aluminum plate. I might buy a PC plate too. Who knows? I haven't quite decided. Let's see. He's actually going with 3 group buys. He's got a Cat Arctic group buy going on, running until June 1st. If you guys caught my Sunday stream, basically a lot of sets this month are blue. And as I was saying on Sunday, Cat Arctic is probably my least favorite blue set. But if I had to pick a colorway with Cat Arctic, I would go with the blue and the black. Let's see, where was that Classic Blue? Here it is. Classic Blue. This is Gmk Classic Blue. It just came out this week. It uses stock colors WS1 and V4. In fact, when I first found out about this, I thought someone was running a tie house set because this looks so similar to a tie house set I once had. So I'm a little bit not sure if this was a good idea. But look, it's got GMK Striker vibes. If you guys did not like any of the Japanese characters on Striker, this might be what you get. Xenophobia says shots fired. Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh well. Who made the set? Arslock and Heine. Interesting. And of course, it's being delivered in February 2021. Oof, that is a long time away. Alright. My next sponsor is Keebio. Keebio is also a fellow QMK collaborator. I built an iris board from him about 2 weeks ago, and I realized that I did not like his sandwich case design, which is what you're seeing right here. Actually, let me pull it out really quick. I love everything about the board. It's been really easy to game on, but I noticed that because of the sandwich case, things are a bit higher than my wrist likes. So I have talked with a coworker to print me a 3D printed case, an angled 3D printed case, so that should hopefully give me more comfort. But definitely I'd say this is one of his more popular kits. And as Xenophobia put there, if you use discount code wizardhat, you can get up to 15% off select items. Last but not the least, project keyboard. Now this is the key set that I will be going for this month. GMK Masterpiece. I really love GMK Striker, and unfortunately I did not have the money at the time. But this month I have money for this, and I will be buying it as soon as I can. Look at it. This is... I actually like the color of the blue better than GMK Striker. And I love this desk mat. Love this desk mat. One thing I do notice is that he is a little bit ambitious. Estimated shipping time Q4 of 2020. Out of every other GMK set going on this month, he has the earliest estimated shipping time. So I really hope that he hits this. Production lead time 23 weeks, sample plus sample verification. Very nice. This set can be purchased for $129 for the base kit, and I believe the desk mat is 17 bucks. I hopefully am going to go for the value, the clarity, and the desk mat. Desk mat endgame. Very nice. Alright. Back to Via. Back to Via. Let's see if this board actually works, right? And someone mentioned something earlier. Let's see, let me scroll up in chat. The one mentioned... Oh, here we go. Midgie Bacon says, shouldn't the other drop-down option for spacebar be 7 instead of 7.25? You are correct. I probably missed that. Yep. We want that 7U instead of 6.25. So that means we gotta re-upload. Okay. And what we're gonna do, let's see. There we go. What we're going to do is unplug the board, click on configure, and if I did this correctly, when I plug the board in, Via should be able to detect it. Let's try. Woohoo! It worked! Yay! Okay, let's check that all of our layouts look correct. Layouts. Split backspace. Good stuff right there. Enter key. Okay, good. Stuff is looking good. Split left shift. Awesome. Bottom row. Looking very good. Okay, let's just make sure that this works here. Left control. Left win space. R Alt M01. So everything in here. Yep, resets over there. This is so funny that it's got RGB toggle when there's no RGB on this board. My gosh. Actually, hold on. Let me just double check. I've been known to mess up very badly before. So let's look. Let's just look at the code. Make sure... I'm looking at the config file. Is there an RGB? No, there's just backlight. Oh wait, there is RGB and there are 20 LEDs. Interesting. Where would the 20 LEDs be? Because look, there's nothing to show them. Here, okay, let's just enable it and see what happens. That means we're gonna have to re-edit my little JSON file here. Backlight underscore RGB light. Save the file. Re-upload it into Via. Alejandro says the logo has RGB. Awesome. Oh guys, Alejandro is actually the customer. Okay, let's do this. Configure mode. Lighting. Let's try and turn something on. Oh, there we go. You can see it lighting up. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's see. Qmk lighting. Good. I feel like I didn't do it properly. Save. Oh, there we go. Okay, so earlier, even though I was editing the JSON file, nothing was showing up in Via. It just kept showing the backlight, but now we got it. All right, so check this out. Alejandro, you want yellow? Let's give you yellow. There we go. And check pink, green, or green, red, all that good stuff. Completely configurable using Via right now. Check it out. And we can also change the underglow effect and brightness. Let's do... What would happen if we did Knight Rider? What the heck? Oh look! Check it out. That's the Knight Rider. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's try Snake. What does Snake do? It's kind of like Knight Rider, I guess. Let's see what else. Breathing. You can also do solid color, so it's always on. Let's see what works best with a blue case. I say white. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. I like it. Let's do Rainbow Swirl 3. Oh, it'll just swirl colors over and over. Perfect. And we just want to test the macro stuff on this too. Let's go to layer 1. Let's do this macro. Macro 0. This is the E7-V1. There we go. So here we go. We just did the macros and I put it on F1. See if it shows up in chat. Awesome. Very nice. Let's do the key tester. Make sure everything works as intended. Perfect. Everything works. Xenophobia says, time out, Macmerlin, don't spam. Yay, another board done. Another board into Via. Thank you, Alejandro, for lending me this board. Tune in this Saturday, guys, and I'll be rebuilding this board. Essentially, with the same switches, I'll just be swapping out all of the stabs. Because if you listen to the stab as it is right now, it doesn't quite sound right, and it's very mushy. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna open it up right now. We'll be fixing this up. He has sent me stabs that he wants to be replaced. Hopefully things will be good. These look to be... Okay. So I think the reason is... Let's see. I think the stab is just a little loose, but I will still replace it with the stabs that you sent me. Cool. But yeah, guys, tune in on Saturday and I'll be rebuilding this board. I'll probably desolder it the night before, so we're not, you know, spending an hour just desoldering this board. Plus, I want to actually clean the board too. I noticed there was a lot of flux residue on it, so I'll be brushing it with my 99% isopropyl alcohol and my handy toothbrush. Noxygen says, Pappy Merlin, aww. Xenophobia says, yikes, sounds like my board. Oh no. Alright. There. Yeah, I can hear it rattling. There's also some slight rattle on the backspace, but the backspace and enter are in better shape than the spacebar. Left shift is okay too. It's really only the spacebar. But we shall see on Saturday how things go. And meanwhile, I will be submitting all of my code to Gmk and to Via. Once those PRs are all opened up, you can check out the description section because this video will be on YouTube. I usually try my best to timestamp where I start doing things, but lately I've been too lazy, mainly because I do have part of the series coming out showing how to do this. So far, all of my recordings have been for the Via portion. The Via portion is currently only 15 minutes long. So if you take that, it's a 15-minute lesson compared to the 2 hours that I've spent here. But this is all just me doing it live. Anyway, thanks guys for joining in. How many of you guys were here tonight? Oh, I should plug the board in. Oh, that's just so pretty. Odd. Here we go. Thanks guys for joining in. I see there were 56 of you tonight. My next stream should be this Thursday, and as you know, I'm doing something new. On Thursdays, we have a new series called The Best Gaming Switch, because that is a very popular question in the keyboard community, but you guys know what my answer is to that, right? This is the best gaming Switch. So every Thursday nights, this gives me an excuse for me to play games that I wouldn't have time for normally. But I figure if I stream it, I'll be more inclined to play games. I will continue playing Lacrimosa of Dana, which is a JRPG that I just recently discovered. So yeah, check it out. Xenophobia says, I love this meme. Hey. I am a big fan of the Nintendo Switch, so we'll be playing different games. Alright guys, see you on Thursday. Until then, have a good rest of your week. Stay safe and wash your hands. Bye bye.